Okay. Oh, yes. I can see I've got sound. We are live. Welcome to the Gadget Soy Boy podcast. We have survived a Matrix attack. Give me ones in the chat. But yeah, I thought you could hear me. I can see that I've got some audio now. My mic just went. Guys, this live streaming stuff is tough. My internet goes bust. My mic. Then once that's working, my mic goes bust. But we are here. Hey Isaac, how we going? Hey Zach, good to see you. Yes, we all look exactly like Tate haters because people that don't, people, everyone, everyone who doesn't like degenerate, self-confessed sex traffickers looks exactly the same, according to the little tater tots. We've got another soy boy in the chat. How we going? Um, oh man, we got there. We got there. Um, all right, cool. So yeah, for those that didn't make the last live or might be new, I've been thinking for a while to start doing maybe one or two live streams a week. One just to cover some things I don't get a chance to cover in videos. Like sometimes I might post about things during the week that I don't have time to cover. Um, and also just to kind of engage with you guys. It's fun as well. So yeah, we can do a bit of a Q&A if anyone has any questions. Tater tots, you're welcome, as long as we're all respectful and aren't abusive, which you haven't been so far. Just a bit of banter, that's fine. I can take that. I'm a big boy. And I've got a few clips to show and a few things to look at and a bit of cringe from the Tates to laugh at as well. Real men hate Tate. Yes, they do. Real men, confident, men with self-esteem do not take him seriously. Nor should they. I'm just going up the chat to see if I missed any questions. People telling me to talk while I was talking for a bit and I realized my mic wasn't working. Cool. If anyone has any questions I can answer. If not, I can just get straight into a bit of content and a few things that I wanted to look at. Hey, Witchy Goth, how you going? Good to have, always a pleasure to have you here. All right, cool. Let's just look at a few things then. Give me a chance to practice my my fancy changing of keys here. So here's a bit of a tweet that I did earlier. Cool. So that should be, and I'm just going to check. This is going to be real boomer, but I'm just going to make sure this is all looking right. This is showing my screen. Okay, that wasn't it. There you go. Lucky I checked that. Okay, you can see my screen. So I've been having a bit of fun. So just to set up this clip, I'm going to show a little edit I made of Andrew talking about the vaccine injured it was. So, but after to set this up, I need to show you this news. And this is completely separate to whatever you think of COVID or the vaccines. We have a very wide range of people in here. So, but the point is just showing Tate being a hypocritical idiot. That's kind of the point of it. Whatever, regardless of what you think. So we might all disagree on it. But the what is a fact is President Trump, the White House revealed, had his flu shot and COVID-19 booster, which I don't have a problem with, but what does our man, and now we know what Tate thinks of Trump. Like, I think it's fair to say that Trump is Tate's hero. He loves him. He talks about what a G he is. He thinks he single-handedly got him the presidency. But let's have a look at what Tate has had to say. And this is really directed at anyone who's taken the vaccine. So, this is what Andrew is having to say to Donald Trump, which I find very interesting. Let's have a listen.
Screaming at me once because I wouldn't get the vaccine. There's only two reasons to have got it. You're stupid enough to believe you needed it, or you're a coward. You got pressured into it. I didn't want
Called Mr. Trump a coward. Goodness,
the vaccine, but my job said, well, then tell your job to get fucked. You didn't have to be a pussy. I'm not going to give up my blood to the corporation. I'm not a fucking farm animal. I have screenshots of basically every account over 100K followers that said anything pro-mask, anything pro-vax. The Manosphere, Red Pill, right-wing, conservatives, all of them, all were pussies but me. All. But of course, when it comes down to it, they
Andrew Tate is calling Donald Trump a pussy. Oh my goodness.
the coward's choice. And that's what this is really about. God will never reward you being a coward. Fucking dumbass. You should tell him to get suck a dick.
Donald Trump is a dumbass. He should have told them to suck a... I don't know if I'd say it on YouTube, a naughty word.
Vaccine-related finger dysmorphia. You fucking being a fucking pussy. A bunch of fucking pussies. I don't know when you're gonna wake up and realize, unless you all start to get some balls, they'll take everything from you. What a fucking badge of dishonor.
Big sir, that is the president. It's very rude. Don't do that to the president.
I pussied out. So why should I feel sorry for the people who just fucking bitched out? God does not reward cowardice, friends.
He's saying God doesn't like... Oh my goodness. That is very rude. So yeah, so I did a post, yeah, basically Andrew Tate is calling Donald Trump a coward, a stupid bitch, and a pussy. So I tagged the president. I think I'm just gonna do this on stream now.
These were the exact same.
Mr. President, what's his thing? The real Donald Trump. Is that his thing? Is it? Oh my god.
Same people screaming at me
Real Donald
once
Trump.
because I wouldn't get the vaccine.
Okay, Mr. President.
Only two reasons to have got it. You're stupid enough to believe you needed it, or you're a coward. You got pressured into it.
Wait. Real Donald Trump. There we go. Mr. President, sir, we need to tell Mr. President. President, sir, this mean man is calling you a pussy. Please extradite him for this crime. Okay. So that was the first thing I wanted to do on this stream, is let Mr. President know. Mr. President know. That was very, very rude. I didn't take the jab. Yeah, fair enough. Each to their own. Yeah, that was... I just found that funny. I mean, I don't know. I just thought of Tate and all his bragging about how tough he is for. And again, anyone here who's not vaccinated is vaccinated. Whatever. We all have different things here. But I love these things that just expose these idiots as absolute hypocrites. I'm just scrolling up to see if I missed anyone here. Is it me, or does Tate seem more unhinged than in 2022? Absolutely, he does. Absolutely, he's and he goes through these like extra like manic periods where he's just screaming more and spitting and out of control on stream more. Sometimes I think it's tied up with when he's like when he's going through. Oh, hang on. I'll stop sharing my screen. Sometimes I think it's to do with when he's when there's got a lot of things going on legally, I think, and he just goes mental. Shut up, woman. Are we all joking, or is there people fighting in the chat? What's going on? Are we all getting along? Who else thinks that Tate actually took a jab? You know what? I was gonna try. I'm going to do this now. Let's do a poll. Just because I want to practice doing polls while I'm learning how to be a live streamer. Question. Did Andrew Tate get the COVID vaccine? Yes or no? Cool. I would not be surprised if he did. I mean, one thing we do know is that he said that, well, going yes at 100%, he said that he's never worn a mask. He said that many times. I never wore a mask. I never put one of those things on my face. And Okay, let me go to that post. I put it in the. I commented it to someone. There we go. To. Oops. Let's do. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, he's absolutely said many times, I never wore a mask. I was the only one. I was the only one that was tough. Um, but yeah, he absolutely has worn a mask. It's not starting soon. Okay. I'm still getting used to changing through my screens here, guys. I'm getting there. Not ending. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry. That would have had music blaring for you. Where? Seen Iggy? No. So, no. Iggy has ever since he popped up and oh, that's something we could watch on stream. That'd be fun. Who here has seen my video of a leaked like interview that Iggy did? Andrew Tate's Wizard. Let me look in the chat. Have any of you guys seen that video? That could be fun to fucking laugh at. So that's the he just popped up, right? He was making out so Iggy, for those that don't know, Iggy is Andrew Tate's wizard. He's he's basically a higher up ranking member in his war room. Very shady guy. He was very. Guys, I think we're back. I think we are back. Give me some ones if you can hear me. Give me some ones in the chat if you can hear me. Oh my god, my internet. I don't know what's going on. Are we live? Can you hear me? Testing, testing. Let me jump across to YouTube. Oh yes, we got some ones. Oh, thank God. Guys, I don't know what's going on with my it's actually the internet connection here that's just abnormally just started cutting out. But okay. Let's try again. Let's give this a try. Oh, we definitely got some tater tots in the chat, I think. Or maybe not, maybe not. 60%. He might not be vaccinated. He might not. Who knows? We can only speculate, can't we? Okay, I think I noticed when we cut out, so I don't think I was talking, but yeah, Iggy. So Iggy basically went real quiet ever since October 7th. Yeah, the Matrix again. Matrix attack again. Because he has some horrific like tweets about Palestine. Like he's literally said he's tweeted that Israel should take Palestine and slave all the children. Just like nasty, nasty stuff. And so yeah, so he just disappeared for a while. And if I let me just get this stream up. I can even watch a bit of it. Maybe not the whole thing because it goes for a bit, but yes. Let me look up Andrew Tate's Wizard. So he popped up for this interview for like his new stupid course. I'm not actually sure what it was supposed to be. Some stupid course, and I got access to. This was never meant to see the light of day. He sat down. Just getting this up. This video ready. I believe. So he sat down with this guy for this interview for them to like one of those fake interviews where they record clips talking about also it was about this guy's book. Tell me about your book about how to help men get divorced from women or some rubbish. And it is the most freaking awkward thing you've ever seen. So I think it would be fun just to watch for a bit. So the real world's gone back up to 100 a month. Yeah, they're pretending that they're running out of places in the real world and it's selling out. and so they made the $50 a month not an option, so they can make everyone think that they're going to run out of spots in the real world. It's so freaking stupid. Like, there's absolutely no way that that's happening. Okay, updates on the court case. There's not much to update on as far as the court case goes. There's really not much or anything happening at all. No, not ever since there was the decision in December to send the case back to the prosecutors to fix a few procedural errors. And then basically they retook a few statements from a few of the victims in the case, and that's basically all that's happened in the last year that we know of. So yeah, not much happening there. But what I'm gonna do is let's cut to where this. Okay, let's just watch this. Let's just watch some real cringe. This is like the cringest shit you've ever seen. Get a load of this, guys. I'll show it so you can see my screen. So this is Andrew Tate's wizard, who is allegedly a sex trafficker with him, who will be lucky not to get charges, I believe. So let's just watch. Hang on, I'm sharing my screen, aren't I? Yeah, cool. Let's watch Andrew Tate's wizard in action.
Focusing on, I'm going to cut there. Cut.
This is what keeps happening too. So what happened? Oh, I need to give some context. I got given this. Someone just had like a Google Drive of this like long form of them recording a fake interview, and it's got all them like just saying, "Oh, cut that," or "Don't say that." It's the most embarrassing thing. Let's keep watching.
I can re-ask the question, but go ahead.
Yeah. It's to help men focus on the things that are the right steps.
Who is the ideal reader for your book? What kind of market demographic
Look at these clowns, man. Have a look at them. This guy.
are you searching for? Let me redo that again. Click. Who's the ideal reader for your book? What market demographic will be able to see this book? What do you see as the biggest mistake most men are making in marriage in 2024?
In marriage in 2024?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Reframe the question. What do you...
Okay, that's enough. This is kind of what it goes like. They just can't they just can't ask a question and answer it. They have no idea what they're doing. Okay, what is going on in this chat here? Where are we? Do we have anything original to say? Okay. Am I missing? If I'm missing people, just like, if anyone's like just insulting and, oh, Gadget is disabled, bruv. Who's this kid in the chat? Ironically, you're typing like a, disabled person. The Rich Forum. So yeah, that was a promotion. I was promoting this guy's course. If that guy's charisma sounded really sick and you wanted to basically join his course, then go for it. So I was just checking if I have any questions before I move on to the next thing. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's go to the next clip. So let me get this video up. Okay, I just got a clip of Andrew to show. I posted this. Some of you might have seen me post this on Twitter. And there's just something a bit wrong with what he says. And I just want you all to have a listen and see if you can pick up on it. Where are we? This video here.
Gotcha! You locked everyone up.
Okay. Let me actually share my screen so you guys can see what I'm watching. Leave in the chat. Yeah, he's alright. If it's just a bit of banter, I can handle banter. We're all good. Okay. And I'm definitely sharing my screen, aren't I? I need to get used to making sure I'm sharing my screen so you guys can see what I'm trying to show you. Okay, let's watch this clip. You guys just listen. How about this? I won't say what's wrong. You guys in the chat tell me what's wrong with what Andrew's saying here. There's something a bit stupid about what he's saying. I'll put it that way. And let's have a listen. Full screen that shit.
Gotcha! You locked everyone up during COVID, trying to be a smart ass, thinking that it's going to be a good thing to control.
Context. This is directed at Kamala Harris. Okay, I should have said that. So this is directed at Kamala Harris after she briefly mentioned him in her book. Okay.
Gotcha! You locked everyone up during COVID, trying to be a smart ass, thinking that it's going to be a good thing to control the whole world. And then you admit in your book that people were forced to watch my content instead of go out there into the world and widen their horizons. I raised that generation. And then when you came along and tried to psyop them with your pantsuit, it didn't fucking work, did it? You locked everyone in their house and forced them to ingest my programming. And I raised an army. And that army defeated you. I won.
Okay. Interesting. Go to our main screen here. Oh, for God's sake, now I can't see my chat. Everything's going wrong in this stream. Hey, that's why I've kind of done the first few pretty low-key and casual, because I knew that I'd fumble around a bit. Why can't I see my chat? It's just disappeared. Okay, let's go on YouTube. Okay. I'm working out how to live stream as we go. Okay, cool. So, did we all see what was wrong with that clip? There was something a bit wrong. So, okay, this is what he's saying. He's saying to Kamala Harris, you locked everyone up during COVID. Made them watch my content. And then she lost the election. So chat, tell me, who was president of the United States during COVID lockdowns in 2020? It was Donald Trump. This idiot. This absolute idiot moron doesn't even know he was president, and his unknowingly insulting. Oh my God, it's on starting soon. Oh no, it's not. Cool. All good, we're good. So this idiot doesn't even realize he's insulting his glorious leader, Mr. Donald Trump. What a moron. Oh God. Okay, how do I refresh this? This is a real chat. Oh my God, guys, I'm having so many technical difficulties here. This is ridiculous. Now I can't see my chat. Okay, I'm just going to have to switch to YouTube to see the chat. Okay, I can see you all now. Yes, Mr. Trump was president. Let's see, I'm not a Tate fan, Gadget. You go wide on many things you say, and are not honest with your commentary, which I do have an issue with. Mr. New Music every day. If you can give me any specifics, what have I not been honest with in my commentary, and what have I gone wide on with my commentary? And no, hey, you're not asking rudely. I'm happy to entertain the question, but if you have any specifics, I'm happy to address or clarify, or maybe I've been wrong on something. Okay, where are we? Crab Cooler's Substack is a good one. Yes, it is. Crab Cooler's Substack is a good one. I don't know if he even knows who Tate is. So I've missed part of this conversation, guys. Are we talking about something that can help people see how bad Tate is? Or some kids that don't understand how bad he is? I think I've missed some context here. if so, both those things you said are good. Crab Cooler Substack. Um, the thing that with me, with a lot of these like young guys, what I see often helping them, I guess, kind of break free from what I believe is a cult is like a lot of the silly things, like a lot of the lies, just showing them completely lying, and also the scams. The scams are a big one. I mean, just blatantly rug pulling people on stream, sorry, and just blatantly scamming. Now I've got an error. Oh my god, man. Am I actually being Matrix attacked here? This is crazy. Ignore the cult members. There's no reason with them. I see. Hey Grace, I see what you're saying. I just put out information to like try too hard to convince anyone. If they're ready to see it, they'll see it. But sometimes after just if I keep putting out information, sometimes they're just ready to accept it and see that Tate's a liar, see that he's lying to them. And for any Tate fans watching, he is lying to you always, always. You take him seriously, you like him, and even respect him because you don't fact check anything he says, a single thing he says. If you checked anything he told you, you'd realize he's a liar. So that's the first thing for any Tate fans watching. Fact check anything he says. Oh, but we got one here, Axel. Oof. We've got a we've got a badass here. Are you gay? The are you gay guy. Massive cutout again. Oh my god. My mic's on. Guys, I'm having all sorts of trouble with this freaking stream. My chat's just gone. My chat just disappeared. Okay. The clip of him abusing the belt with the belts is a good one, but a lot of people cope and say it was consensual. But the Substack Telegram messages, diehard brain dead fans can't explain. So that clip with the belt, the infamous clip with the belt, they can say it's consensual. What if I told you that the girl was 14 or 15 years old? That changes things a bit. And guess what? She was. She was, according to Andrew's own words. So that infamous clip where he's hitting the girl with the belt and she's crying and all this. So Andrew has said numerous times, back when he was interviewed when he got kicked from Big Brother in 2016, he was saying, oh, this is from a video I filmed in 2012. And the thing with this, in 2012, this girl was 14 or 15 years old. So for anyone listening who thinks that video is consensual, minors can't consent, and that girl was a minor. And Andrew is charged with trafficking that girl as a minor. So he's charged in Romania with trafficking that girl as a minor. So for anyone who's seen that video, and I'm glad you brought that up, I forgot who said that. I'm glad you brought that up. So anyone who's seen that and thinks, oh no, it was consensual because she came out and said it was consensual, minors can't consent to being in sex videos. And I hope we all know that. I hope we're all aware of that minors can't consent to that. Stop rotting and start hitting the gym. Do you have anything else to say, man, Axel? Is that all you got? You really like someone and they think they've helped you or whatever. Why could you not accept that he lied one time? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Why can't you accept they lied one time? And say, oh, I don't agree with that. And you know what? That's what often happens with these kids, is that like they're not ready to accept the horrific crimes that Tate has allegedly done, or that he's ever hurt women, or that women might be telling the truth about him. But once they start actually learning that he's lying, then sometimes I've seen the switch click just with things like that, and then they look at the other stuff and see, oh gee, this guy actually is a monster. So cool. The tater tots are going off. And I'm Santa Claus. What is going on in this chat? She's getting loose in the chat here, guys, and I'm all for it. As long as we're, again, not being too mean to each other, that's alright. Okay, there was another video I was going to watch. Let's look at another video. Let me get the one I was going to look at here. So, the one I just posted on Twitter. Went away. This clip here.
Kamala calls the Romanians. They throw.
Okay. Speaking of lying, guys, so this is a good time to watch this one. Let me share my screen. Okay, cool. So, again, for any Tate fans watching, you need to understand that real men tell the truth. Men don't lie, like, constantly. Little children lie constantly. And this guy, when he was having his little victory lap, because Kamala Harris briefly mentioned him in a book, and it was the highlight of his career, let's just have a listen to what he's saying in this clip.
Kamala calls the Romanians. They throw us in jail for 4 months without charge. We come out. We're locked in our house for 3 years being told, just shut up to the election.
Okay, stop. Gee, too many lies. Okay. So now he's saying, just because Kamala Harris mentioned him in the book, now he's saying that Kamala Harris called the Romanians and told them to lock him up and put him in jail. So he's said that the UK Foreign Office called the Romanians and told them to put in jail. Joe Biden called the Romanians and told them to put in jail. Antony Blinken called the Romanians and told them to put in jail. The Zionists and the Jews called the Romanians and told them to put him in jail. Maybe he's just done some bad things and he needs to be a big boy and accept accountability like men do. And there was one other lie here that I don't want to gloss over.
Without charge, we come out. We're locked in our house for 3 years.
Nope. So between his 2 stints in house arrest, he was on house arrest for 1 year. And like a little drama queen that wants to be like a little victim and make everyone cry and feel sorry for him, he exaggerates and says, they locked me in my house for 3 years and 4 years. He's just being a baby. He's lying. So no, you're on house arrest for 1 year. Carry on, you chinless liar.
Being told, just shut up to the election. Just shut up to the election. If you shut up to the election, you'll be okay. If you don't shut up and Kamala wins, you're going to jail for the rest of your life. We didn't shut up. We didn't.
He's talking shit. the amount of stories this idiot's told. Oh my god. So no. Again, Pixar didn't happen. Show us proof that someone told you that you need to shut up until the election, or we'll put you in jail for 20 years. Maybe the sex trafficking ring that you bragged about running for years and years and sold courses teaching other men how to be sex traffickers. Maybe you just got caught with all that stuff, for doing all that stuff. Maybe some girls called the US Embassy, and the US Embassy called the Romanian police. Maybe.
Ben, we didn't break. We didn't fucking cower out like everyone else. We stood here on house arrest, knowing that we're going to do 20 years in Romanian jail if Kamala loses. We fought back.
You still probably will.
Anyway, didn't shut up, kept telling the truth, kept trolling them, kept making fun of them, kept doing emergency meetings, and then Kamala lost. And after she lost, all of our cases went away. Do you know?
None of their cases have gone away. 0. And some of you Tate fans might be surprised to hear this, because Tate has told you that All of my cases have gone away. All of my criminal... 0 of his criminal cases have gone away. Him and his brother are charged with trafficking dozens of women in Romania. Andrew is charged with trafficking a minor in Romania. Andrew is charged with raping a minor in Romania. Not to mention their charges in the UK that haven't gone away. So no charges have gone away.
Why? Because our cases were invented. They were trying to stop us doing what we did, which is prevent these clowns, these girl boss fucking losers, from having control of the largest military and largest economy on the planet.
What an idiot. What a lying little pathetic child. Oh my lord. Okay, I can see the chat again. What's going on? Tate is weird. He's a weird one, Chris. Okay, we're going up. What's going on in the chat here, guys? Tate has the worst accent I've ever heard. It's weird. It's weird. And if you listen to his if you listen to like old videos of like his early kickboxing career, he had like a fairly normal British accent. This is a fake accent. Because he lived in the UK that whole time and then moved to Romania around 2017. So yeah, it's a fake accent. He's just made up to try to sound, I don't know what he's trying to sound like. What is going on? Talking shit is his specialty. Yes, it is. Axel is probably 14. He might be. He might be. Aiden Ross made an influence. He's now regretting it. Andrew, is Aiden Ross regretting it? If he has, I haven't seen that. Has he regretted? Because hey, he had more influence than Tate as far as he got Trump on his actual show. The Tates aren't going to get Trump on the stream, I can tell you that. His arms flailing like a baby throwing a tantrum. He does that. He does that. Try consuming less soy. Now, soy is good for you, Axel. There's nothing wrong with soy. Nothing wrong with being a soy boy. I can't understand. Oh, thanks, Andreas. Oh, wow. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thanks a lot. What percentage would I say that on the Tates getting convicted? I read the charges, the cases. Is it easy to get a hold of them? So I'm convinced that they're gonna go to prison. It's just a matter of where. I'm very concerned about Romania, and that's, I've got to be honest. I'm concerned about Romania getting the job done. I have been ever since the case file being sent back in 2019. So you might have seen when the Tates were doing this another case dismissed tour where he was saying his case has been dismissed. So I got sent back to fix a few procedural errors, but that decision is just delaying the process at least 1 or 2 years. It's like a long time. And it's literally just to fix it, to retake a few statements, things like that. Like there was 3 or 4 off the top of my head procedural errors I needed to fix. They fixed 2 of them already. The Jane and Mary Doe, the women who Tates are suing in Florida, that are victims in the Romania case. There was just a procedural error with they took that case, they took their statements too early, and they've taken those statements since then. But them sending that case back, means that we have to go through the whole process again. They need to re-indict the case, go through what they call the preliminary chamber, or the judge needs to send the trial, go through the preliminary chamber again. It's just crazy. So my opinion, and I've said this a bit, is that I think the UK needs to take over, because the Tates are charged with 21 charges in the UK for rape, human trafficking, actual bodily harm, and Andrew's charged with controlling prostitution for gain. So my opinion is the UK needs to. So there's a extradition is approved. I believe that they need to. The UK needs to say, let's make this immediate. arrest them, take them to the UK, because those charges in the UK are ready to go to trial from sources I have and from what the lawyer representing the UK civil case victims has said. Okay, cool. There's a few more questions if I cruise up. He's never been caught. Yeah, listen to his early Neil Tyken. Listen to his early kickboxing interviews when he was in Britain. He just speaks like a British person. He talked completely different. So yeah, I think it's fake. And then all these, this is a weird part of the cult. A lot of his followers then talk like him, like his cousin Luke. He talks just like him. There's Dylan Madden talks like him. The cameraman Bailey talks like him. They all copy his cadence of speaking. It's really strange. They all dress like him. They all talk like him. They all order sparkling water when they go to the bar like him. It's weird stuff. Let's see. I saw a question. Yeah, Theo Von and Schultz. Yeah, and Rogan as well. Trump's just doing what he said he was going to do, so I don't know why I'm complaining now. Why do I feel so bold to call out Michael Franzese, to call him a clown? Is it because of the rumors of how he never killed anyone himself during the Mafia days? My main criticisms of Michael has been with his defense of the Tates, honestly, and his lying about what's going on with their cases. So that's my biggest criticism of Michael. My big problem with him, he's done it really bad. He's basically lied. Like, for example, he's lied and he's said on stream that that I've read the cases, I've read their case file. The judge said there was and threw the case out. This is what he said. I'm like, that's a lie. That's not happened. So you're lying to your audience to help these people that are basically facing human trafficking charges. So that's my big problem with Michael. I've been meaning to kind of do a bit of a deep dive into, because I have seen some stuff about him lying about his Mafia days, but I haven't really looked into that enough to speak on it. But that might be, I've been thinking of looking into that and seeing if it's worth doing a video on, just for, because I like doing this with some of these clowns that defend Tate, so I find out other things about them and start kind of branching off and doing videos just about them, like I have about Patrick Bet-David's business / pyramid scheme. Hey Gadget, enjoyed our conversation. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Question is, if I had to gamble on where the Tates would be in 5 years, I mean, that's a really tough question, man. It's I think they really should be in jail. It just depends on Romania. It depends on Romania, whether the case just holds up in Romania, whether they've got people paid off to keep the case just stalling in Romania, and whether the UK, if that does happen, do something about it and request to extradite them. So if I had to guess, I would say they'd be locked up in 5 years, if I had to guess, if I was a betting man. Because because I just can't see them going on. I can't see them going on for another 5 years like this, but who knows? They might. They might. How much does George Soros pay me? He pays me 1 Bugatti per week. I have a weekly salary of 1 Bugatti to make these videos. See, I'm just scrolling through. Why did Tate move away from his British accent? I don't know why he did this with his accent. I think you should get your estrogen levels checked. Axel. You're being sarcastic. No, you're right, Cryptic. Just a bit of banter. You're all good. Please interview Tate. I mean, I'd talk to him. Whether he would have the balls to is a completely different question. Especially after he ran like a bitch. Let's watch that. Let's watch that on stream, guys. Look for this video. Debate. So for those that haven't seen this, so I have actually been in a Twitter space with Tate. Unfortunately, I didn't get to really engage with him much myself before he ran away. Let me find this video. So yeah, there was myself and Crayon Murders. We're in a space. Find this video, guys. Andrew Tate, there we go. Okay, let's watch this. Let this ad load. So yeah, but I would chat to Tate in a space, but I don't think he would. I think he'd be too scared. Honestly. And I say that because I say that because he doesn't talk with people that are able to okay, there we go. He doesn't talk with people that are able to actually challenge him on his cases. He will never do that. Alright, let's just watch this, guys, quickly. Full screen content. Okay, so this is me in a space with Crayon Murders and a few other guys, and all of a sudden, Tate came in.
One second. So, appreciate you coming on the panel, Andrew. We got Murder by Crayons who wants to pose a question. So, Crayons, go ahead.
Yeah, nice.
Pedophile.
Yeah. Speaking of pedophiles, you've been charged with raping a 15-year-old in the ass. That's why you're on house arrest, and you're lying to your fans. You know it. And you know it.
Hello, friend.
So yeah, let's talk about
You're probably
pedophiles.
one of my most. You're one of my most dedicated fans. I haven't been charged with that.
You have been
crime
charged. I
personally.
have the documents.
Sec-
I have the documents.
second-
You've been
He has been charged with raping a 15-year-old in the ass. Yes, he has.
Secondly, no. I've not been charged in the second.
You have
trial.
been charged. I
There's no
understand.
indictment.
Yo, one at a
You've been
time, bro. One at a
charged.
time. Let him finish.
You haven't been indicted. You have been charged.
Stop lying, Andrew.
Wait, guys. Hold on. One second. We're going to keep this cordial. Andrew, you're going to make a point, and then we're going to go to Crayons. We're just going to keep this cordial so we can make this fair. But, Andrew, you're welcome to make a point, and then we'll go to Crayons. It's a double
Go
mute,
ahead.
so
Go ahead, Andrew. Gather your thoughts.
Yeah, guys, just keep this cordial. If it's fighting over, it's not going to make the experience as good. So, Andrew, go ahead.
So he's checking with his attorneys right now to figure out how to handle this. So in Romania, you have 24 hours after you've been detained. You have 24 hours, and they're going to charge you with the crimes.
One second, Sarge,
He's been
can you
charged.
unmute your mic because
Oh
there's
my
a bad
God.
echo in the background. Just disconnect the Bluetooth.
The tough guy. Where's the tough guy, Andrew, guys? Where's the big tough mafia man gone?
While Tate unmutes, Brown, you can go ahead.
Yeah, is there still an echo?
No, you're good. It's just
Right.
so just make
Okay,
sure you
yeah.
can disconnect the Bluetooth if you unmute your mic. But Murdo, go ahead, and then
Okay. So Andrew has been charged for sex acts with a minor who is 15 years old in the second case. He's not been indicted, but he has been charged. He's also been charged with trafficking a minor for allegedly putting a 17-year-old girl on webcam. Through letters rogatory, her home country has confirmed her age, and My Free Cams also confirmed when she created the account. So he has been charged. He's using the complexity of Romanian law to lie to everyone, to make them believe his case has been dismissed. He hasn't been charged. He's being held against his will. He's still under judicial control from the first case because it has not been dismissed. The prosecutor's rewriting the indictment. The second case is still under investigation, and he's under house arrest specifically for the 15-year-old that they're alleging that he had sex acts with, repeated sex acts.
You are so full of shit.
I got the documents, Andrew. I got the documents.
That we got, Andrew.
This
Prove it.
fucking loser has dedicated
Prove it.
3 years of his life to
Prove it.
me.
Prove it.
He's literally charged with raping a 15-year-old, and all he can do is pretend it's funny. He's got nothing.
Prove it.
He can leave his house, Andrew.
I am going to
gonna walk and he is gonna fucking cry. And it's gonna be the greatest day. And you know what? I know things he doesn't know, and I'm gonna walk a lot sooner because I've done nothing wrong. The first case was
He's gonna walk a lot sooner.
thrown out. You keep
Been saying
reading
that
off
for
the
3
piece of
years.
paper that a judge has already thrown out. You
It
dummy.
hasn't.
Woo!
They haven't thrown out anything, jackass.
You're
They
lying.
haven't thrown out anything.
Fucking pedo,
This is
bro.
going to be a great day. Gentlemen,
Oh, it is.
all the women at home who are talking about me and saying maybe I have blackmail on important people, I know I'm a boss. I know you all want me. You can DM me anytime.
Andrew, quick question. Can you just confirm? So there was people making claims saying there's extradition cases that you've got in the UK. Just to confirm, in terms of Romania, this is the only case that you currently have. If it's connecting.
Did you guys drop him?
No, we didn't.
He's
We
gone.
can hear you, Io.
And he was gone. Oops. And he was gone. That's what happens when the Tates get in a room with us. Absolutely made fools of and ran away. And yeah, Tristan did run away too. The thing is, both Andrew and Tristan, because Tristan came in later to that space, both of them ran away when this guy, because we told him earlier in the space, you guys know that the extradition's approved to the UK. The guys hosting the space didn't know this. So this guy's asking the question, Andrew, these guys are saying there's the extradition approved to the UK, so that after the Romanian case, you extradite to the UK. And they just ran away. They're too scared because they're terrified of their fans knowing how much trouble they're in. Like, guys, they are in so much trouble still. 2 cases in Romania, still going. 21 charges in the UK, still going. Extradition is approved to the UK. They are being investigated by the federal government in the US under Donald Trump's administration for crimes that include human trafficking. And under criminal investigation in Florida. So yeah, he's terrified. Any of Tate's fans listening, he's terrified of you knowing how much trouble he's in. He's in so much trouble. It's why does he sound like Ross after eating a kiwi? Yeah, it's the teeth, man. It's too big for his head. His teeth are too big for his head. He just can't do it. He just cannot. His fake teeth are the stupidest thing. He looks ridiculous. He looks like a fool. I've never seen anything like it. With these fake teeth. Do I think he's a closeted gay? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. I've seen that theory around that all these guys like Tate and there's Myron. Myron has a bit more evidence towards that with his pictures kind of cuddling up with his buddy that look a bit how you going. Is it possible to read case files for yourselves as well? There's a indictment floating around. If you Google it, Andrew Tate indictment, it's floating around online. From mid last year. Tate is happy to sue anyone for as little as 50k. He never sued Gadget for this stream for defamation. Well, I appreciate your point. It sounds like you got my back, Borshall. But Tate is suing me. So yeah, he is actually suing me for defamation. I haven't defamed him. I'm very confident I haven't defamed him. But he's suing me, Crayon Murders, Nathan Livingston, Milk Bar TV, and a bunch of other guys, and girls, of course. So he is suing me. So if anyone wants to donate, well, now that you bring it up, if anyone wants to, we're crowdfunding our legal defense. So if anyone wants to make a donation or share it on your social media, go to truthversustate.com. We're pretty sad. Grown men in here crying about one guy. Yeah, there's a lot of people simping about this one guy, and it's a bit sadder simping for someone who's a self-confessed sex trafficker and child predator that preys on underage girls. So I think I know who's looking a bit sadder. Will I make a video on Steven Seagal and his alleged SA charges here in the US that he ran away from to Russia? I am not that familiar with that. I mean, I know that this is a thing, that he ran away from allegations, but I don't really know much about it. Was he charged, or was he like facing a prospect of being charged? That's interesting. That's interesting because there's a bit of a seems to be a bit of a connection with Tate and Seagal. Um, yeah, it's interesting. How's the case going, Jessica? Yeah, it's So we're looking to. There's a few things I can say now. I need to be careful. I can't comment too much on certain things as far as things that we're looking to do in court and whatnot. But what I can comment on what's happened, right? So what I can say, a few things, is that one thing is the Tates filed a subpoena to try to subpoena all of our information from X, from Twitter. So all of our personal details, our the names for the people that are anonymous, the literally credit card details, billing information. So the Tates are trying to get all of that from us. So we're disputing that, and we're looking to get the case dismissed, and just literally looking to dismiss the case. And all of this costs money, which is why I believe the Tates are doing it, to try to drain us. So again, that's there's a link in the description of all my videos if you want to read more about the lawsuit, or make a donation. There's a link on the lawsuit there. Is it knowing what his main income is? So that's interesting. That's interesting because obviously a lot of his incomes have been cut off, right? So there is, at least publicly, their webcam and OF business is shut down, right? But I have suspicions that that's still happening on the download, that they're still operating that. That's just anecdotal. I can't confirm or say that as fact. But I do believe that their main income, especially since they've been arrested, has been from the real world. And this is, again, I can only speculate. I don't have access to their finances, but what I think has happened. So since like mid 2024, we've seen the Tates, they shifted from promoting like the affiliate campus that, in my opinion, made the real world a pyramid scheme, reliant on current members recruiting new members. But around mid 2024, Tate started getting all of a sudden started getting into crypto, launched Daddy Coin. He started promoting the real world token that was going to make all of his fans rich and give them a percentage ownership of the real world, which he didn't deliver on. He started doing car lottery scams. So what I think has happened is that the real world was his main source of income. But then all of a sudden, his memberships dwindled. So I had some sources that were, I would say, leadership roles in the real world that would know, right? That said that once they were locked up in 2023, Luke kind of ran the real world into the ground a bit. Their subscription base just dwindled, and it's really just died since then. And so that's why I think that they started switching and started going to crypto and doing scams and promising these crypto coins that were going to make everyone rich, and doing rug pulls on stream, and doing fake car giveaways and all these things. So I've seen these things increase as I think they've been getting more desperate to cover their legal bills, and fund their lifestyle, because their income was going down as well. So that's my theory. Again, it's just an speculation. I don't have access to their financials, but that's what I think. My bad. I didn't know he was suing you. Yeah, it makes it even stupider, hey, doesn't it? He's actually suing us. Which is just soft stuff. And he said he is suing us, saying that our posts and my posts have caused him severe emotional distress. So that's what he's saying to the court. The They're all young teen boys. Yeah, they are. Whoops, I just skipped a bunch of them. Chat messages. Yeah, they're all young. Tate's fans are a very young demographic. Especially his paying fans in the real world. They're very, very young. Majority under 18. But is the real world enough to pay for all their expenses today? I mean, no, probably not. So there's obviously there'd be other avenue streams. I think they have a deal with Rumble that would be worth quite a bit. So there's that. Well, their lawyer told the court in Romania that they have a $9 million deal with Rumble. So I'm not sure if that's. Yeah, that's what they said in court. They have a $9 million deal with Rumble. So I'm not sure. It sounds like shady business to me. That's all I'll say about that. The current price of Daddy to the moon, Vault, Daddy to the moon. And Tate has gone on record telling his fans that they should hold Daddy, and that it's going to $1 billion market cap. So that's what he said. Is he a man that delivers on his promises, guys? And Tate's fans listening. Learned about the minor thing recently. How the hell didn't he? Dinner Glaze, he's charged with that. He has a case with that. Yeah, he's charged. He's charged with that. He's charged with He's charged for raping a minor, violently, mind you, a 15-year-old girl, and he's charged for trafficking a 17-year-old girl in Romania. Part of their cases that have not gone away. They have not gone anywhere. So yeah, they want the fans to know this stuff. And I don't think the public is really, like the media doesn't really cover this like they should. The real world will never be a respected university in 5 years. Yeah, no, definitely not. Seems they came back from Dubai and never left again. Jessica, that's really interesting to me. I've noted that, right? That they were traveling. They were free to travel. So since they went to America in March, so the Romanians, which is insane, a whole other story, but the Romanians allowed them to travel to the US and do a tour there. Then they came back, and then they applied with the court to travel to Dubai, which they did, and came back. And they've not really been traveling for a while since. So there's a few I've speculated on a few things. One reason I think might be for that is some of you might have seen Tristan advertising his stupid tequila brand with these really cringe ads that he was posting on Twitter. And he was posting these videos with tequila, talisman tequila, and getting some girls to give him tequila in these videos. The problem with these ads is that some of them work very clearly and visibly filmed in Dubai-based bars. And guess what's illegal in Dubai? Advertising alcohol. So I'm not sure if they're avoiding going back to Dubai partly for that reason, because Tristan could get a stupid charge for that. Or if they're no longer allowed to travel, like, because there's really little information and updates from the court. They're really tight-lipped now. So yeah, so that's really interesting. I think he's making people do cam stuff as well. On Piers Morgan, he was weird about being blessed when asked about finances. He could have been trying to be cool and cryptic. Look, I can't kind of go too much in depth with this, but and I can't confirm it, like I can't say it as fact, but I've had anecdotal evidence that make me believe that he's still running his OnlyFans and webcam or webcam business, and has girls managing it for him, and other people that you might have seen in his circle still involved with it. I'll put it that way. But I can't go too much into it because I can't, one, without compromising a source, and two, because again, it's not something I've been able to verify. It's anecdotal, but I believe yeah, that's all I'll say on that. False defamations are made to silence critics. Yes, Dwayne. That's what I think is happening here. They are horrified and terrified of their fans learning the truth. That's what I think is happening. I'm very confident. I've been very careful with what I've posted and reported. I've been very careful with, even as far as, like, for example, let's just say his trafficking charges and alleged crimes. I've said he's a self-confessed sex trafficker because he is. He is self-confessed. But for his, like, rape allegations, I always say alleged victims, always, because he's not admitted to that. I believe he is one. I believe he's done these things. There's just too many corroborating testimonies. It's just would be such a coincidence if they're all lying. But he hasn't admitted to that like he has other things. So yeah, I'm very careful. How will I react when Daddy Coin goes to the moon? And when y'all be rich chilling in your Tate Tower with a high-paid job with you have a real-world degree? Oh, you'll be able to say you told me so. You'll be able to say you told me so. Oh, it's funny stuff. Would I sooner have a selfie with Tommy Robinson or Greta Thunberg? Interesting. I mean, for those that follow me know my thoughts on Tommy Robinson. I think he's a horrific grifter and liar and scammer, and piece of shit. And supports, basically, yeah, helps and supports self-confessed sex traffickers. If he posed me with a selfie, if he agreed to pose with a selfie, if it meant sitting down with a camera to talk with me and answer questions, I'd do it. Would he do that? No. No, he wouldn't. He don't want that smoke. As he rammed up his, so yes. So what you'll see, because he's had moments, Tate, where he's been just really irrelevant, like dying in relevance, and his engagement's dying on Twitter. When that happens, you'll see him just ramp up his racism, ramp up his hating women stuff, women are property stuff. Basically go mask off, I'd call it. You see him go mask off when he needs to get a bit of attention. So yeah, I agree with that. Have you seen recently, coming from Tate fans, they are celebrating... they're celebrating Georgiana being off judiciary control and acting like she's completely off the hook now. I have seen that. I haven't posted it or shared it because it's only come from Tate-biased supporters, like Tate News and that Svetman idiot on Twitter. It might be true, though. It could be true. I'm not saying it's not true. It could be. Because Romania, and it certainly wouldn't, if it is true, it certainly wouldn't mean she's off the hook, because there's instances of, in Romania, it's very bizarre. If people are on judiciary control for too long, they can be let off judiciary control, for, like, human rights reasons, because the freaking courts are so slow. So that could be what's happening with her. But again, there's very little information out of the court, and I haven't been able to verify it from a source I trust. So I haven't posted anything about it. If I can confirm it, what I want to do, though, if I can confirm it, I've been thinking of making a video about Georgiana and all her dark stuff and threats of violence to keep women working on OF and all these things. Because she's, oof, some of her chat logs are nasty stuff. So when I saw that news, that's something I thought of, like, oh, that's a video I haven't done. About Tate's witch. She's a witch. She's done, like, witchcraft stuff. So yeah. 30 coin, advertising, the two girls. Oh yeah, the chat's catching up for me, Jessica. You probably heard me say that now. I've had enough of your. Oh, Manuel, I'm sorry for your country that you have to deal with them. It's bad enough for me in Australia when we've got some of the Tate's goons that are Australian, like Sterling Cooper, Jill Sullivan, the sartorial shooter, Professor Adam, who's their crypto guy, he's Australian. It's really embarrassing. And obviously they're not Romanian, but they've come to your country, and yeah, I can imagine that being frustrating. And we certainly do not hold it against you, good Romanians in the chat. We do not see the Tates as a reflection of you. Georgiana Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah. That's a fair comparison, I think. Yeah, just real nasty stuff. So for those that don't know, the Tates would have the two women that are charged with them, Georgiana and Luana. They would often be the ones doing all the dirty work for them. So you can see, so that's why Tristan is charged with incitement to violence, because he told these two women there was a girl that wanted to leave and didn't want to make work on OF for them anymore. She wanted to leave. So Tristan says, it's in text messages, it's all real, verified. Tristan says, hit her and kick her out of the house and throw her things out. You've seen me do this 100 times. Then Georgiana went and hit her, ripped her arm up in the air that ripped open her fresh new breast implant stitches, and just assaulted her. And so Georgiana is charged for that with assault, and Tristan is charged with inciting violence. And it's all just caught red-handed, all in their WhatsApp messages. How do I know the chat logs are real? So good question, Maul231, good question. So the chat logs are real. I can say very confidently that they're real for a few reasons. One, they've gone through the court process and been verified and approved for trial. So when the Tates say all the evidence has been thrown out, that's a lie. There's just a few statements that need to be retaken. But all the evidence, 70,000 pages of evidence, have been approved for trial, and then the Tates appealed the trial, and the judge said, we need to fix a few statements, a few procedural errors. But not only that, the Tates lawyers... So if these chat logs, like the Tates say, they say that all these texts are made up and there was fake text messages and all these things. Guess what? Tate's lawyers are not saying that in court. They're not disputing them being real in court. So they're real. They're real. Tristan saying hit her and throw her out, he said that shit. And he's charged with it. He's charged caught red-handed with it. I think I've just gone a bit too far. That'll be an interesting video. If you talk about the Georgiana, there's a good video there. And it's just, I saw that news and it's like, oh geez, I haven't made a video about that, and that could be a good one. A dark one, not a fun one, but a good one. She's nasty to the baby man. It's jealousy. That's They do that though. They turn all these girls against each other and make them jealous of each other. Is it a criminal lawsuit versus the Tates? And is the girl abducted from the US who kicked off the police raid in Romania by reaching out to an embassy through a family member part of this initial lawsuit? Yes. So it is a criminal lawsuit. They are charged. And what you spoke of, you're spot on, Nico Nodge there. So this started back in 2022 when a US citizen who Tristan had met online at a war room event, and transported to the UK, saying they were going to be in a relationship together and have a life together. And what the Tates do, they lie about these things. And then she got there, and she was just thrown in a house full of sex workers, basically. And they had their movement restricted. They weren't allowed to leave. There was just she was just thrown in a house with girls working on OF. She said they were malnourished and unwell and unhappy. And long story short, she was speaking to her parents and saying that I believe that I'm in a dangerous situation here. Their parents told a family friend. The family friend contacted the US Embassy. The US Embassy contacted the police in Bucharest. So they went there thinking they needed to rescue this girl, and then they saw all the other girls there and discovered that they had stumbled on a potential trafficking operation. And that was the initial raid in April of 2024. Then the investigation proper kicked off. They were arrested and charged in December of 2024. So this is all criminal stuff. They're still facing decades and decades and decades in prison. He would agree with you. Hey Keith, Kenrith, sorry. Hey Kenrith, how you going? Do I suspect any individuals in the Tate's inner circle will testify against them for some sort of plea deal or reduced sentence? That to me seems very likely. I mean, it seems almost certain that, because this is a big network, guys. This isn't just the Tates and a few friends running a little operation. This is a global network that are doing this all around the world. That are teaching other people how to do their methods of alleged trafficking. So there's a lot of guys that there's a lot of guys that could be in criminal trouble too. Well, one of Tate's friends, Vlad Obu, is already going to court for human trafficking. So his trial is approved. He appealed his trial like the Tates did, and unlike the Tates, he lost his appeal and is going to trial for human trafficking. And Vlad, I've made a video about him. So some of the witness testimony from his case is really nasty, dark stuff. Really violent. He's really openly violent. You can see him in the war room chat logs talking about how you need to use violence to keep these girls in check. This girl was complaining, he says, so I hit her over the head with a keyboard. So guys like this, and he's an extreme example, right? He's an openly violent guy who's already going to court for human trafficking. But there's a lot of these guys, like Waller's been knee-deep, Justin Waller, he's been knee-deep in the real world and promoting that. And he can be seen involved in the OnlyFans and webcam stuff as well, in the War Room group chats. And this is just like a few guys. There's a heap of them that have been involved with this stuff that I could very well see the authorities offering deals to. And all it might take is one to bring them down, to say, yeah, I'm not going to prison for 10 or 20 years for these idiots. So yeah, I see that as very likely, Kenrith. When do we think we can expect Tate to be convicted? Yeah, I've expressed this a bit in my frustration with this. I know Kenrith has a bit of knowledge on this and is a bit more optimistic than me, but it's this decision to send the case back to the prosecutors is just a massive delay, a really big delay. So if the UK, for example, doesn't step in, it could be it could be at least a few years off in Romania. So it could be a long time, I'm afraid. See you, Witchy Goth. I'm a bit late. You're probably gone now. But see you later. Do I think Tommy set up Lauren, Dwayne? And I think I know what you're asking, as in whether he... So Tommy Robinson, in 2018, took Lauren Southern and a few of his producers out to Romania to see Tate, and saying that he was going to invest in their media project and all this, which Tate has said in his group chats we've seen that have leaked that he had no intention of doing. And at that trip in Romania, Lauren alleges that she was violently assaulted by Tate in the exact same manner that many other women have said, with strangulation, consensual, and all these things. And there's speculation, and I know Lauren speculated this too, whether Tommy invited her to Romania with him under false pretenses, to meet Tate, which is bordering on trafficking, if that's the case. It might be something we can never know unless the authorities get onto it and manage to get a hold of some text messages or dialogue that show what his actual intentions were, whether he actually thought that this pimp was going to invest and help him start this media company, or whether it was all fake and he brought her over there under false pretenses to meet her pimp friend who allegedly assaulted her. So it's a good question, Dwayne. It's sus for sure. It's very sus, especially with the way that Tommy has then gone in to defend and lie for Tate since then. He's just making it look more suspicious. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the real top G. The texts for me that they thought no one would ever see are damning between each other. Absolutely, Apple Ridge. The texts are absolutely damning between each other when the Tates are discussing with Luana and Georgiana what to do. And also between the Tates and the women themselves. So this is really where we see that it's not a character. That Tate thinking that women are his property and should stay in the house and all these things. It's not a character, it's real. We've seen him do it in his personal life. We've seen plenty of evidence of it. Epstein 2.0. What? I just got home and missed the beginning. Did you hear the rumor that the Tates bugger each other allegedly? I'll get a bunch of those comments under my. I have not had confirmation of such. I have not had such a thing confirmed. Here's a question: if that dude won the Lambo, how would he get insurance with 20 DUIs? The answer to that question, very good question, is he can't. Because he doesn't even have a license. He can't. So for those that don't know who are listening, the Tates did a Lamborghini giveaway last year where they had a Lamborghini that they wrapped in Donald Trump decoration and said that if you buy $1,000 worth of the Daddy coin and join the real world for $50, you'll go into the draw to win a Lamborghini. And they'd draw someone randomly on stream. And then once they did the stream, the winner, the quote-unquote winner, was just one of their captains in the real world called Justin, who's a very goofy character. And he just happened to be waiting outside the workshop. And he happened to not have a license because he's had a bunch of DUIs. So yeah, that was just really, in my opinion, really, really blatant fraud that I could see there being criminal charges about. If they are convicted in Romania, they will have a very tough time. Men don't take kindly to men abusing women, especially underage. Tate must be shaking at night. Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I mean, definitely the people that are convicted of such crimes anywhere tend to have a bad time, but yeah, but I've seen some documentary footage of Rahova prison where they would likely end up, and oh man, it's that it would be very rough. And honestly, and someone commented earlier about how just terrified they seem and how out of control and how irate Tate is and he's just losing the plot. And this is, I think, why. Because he knows he's in trouble and he knows he's not going to have a good time. Let's not forget there are people paying for an online business course from Tate where they are told not to pay taxes. Yeah. Yeah. They are. Tate. Oh, the tax stuff is funny. Tate has taught people not to pay taxes. He doesn't understand how taxes work. Like, he gives advice on taxes that just aren't true. Like, for example, in his tax evasion case in the UK, they've included quotes of him talking about not paying taxes, and what in evidence in this tax evasion case, they show him on a podcast in 2022 saying, like, in an educational way, like, if you move to Dubai as a UK citizen and you start an online business, you pay 0% tax in the UK. You don't have to pay tax to the UK, so you can get around it like that. And that's not true. So it's like he doesn't even understand how it works. Having said that, they've allegedly not paid 1 cent of tax in any jurisdiction since 2013. That's what the UK investigation came back with. They were still selling while the Lambo was being given away. Oh, it was Dwayne, it was crazy stuff. It was crazy stuff. So the guy flew in from he's from Florida, and the workshop was in Texas. So he flew in. He was chosen by the Tates to win. Flew in, and 5 minutes before on stream, they were saying on stream, sign up to the real world and you can win this Lamborghini. It's very blatant fraud. It's incredible stuff. It was one of the most botched internet scams I've ever seen. Crazy. Who is dumber, Andrew or Tristan? That's a very good question, Borshul. Answer that correctly, but that's a very good question. They're both incredibly dumb, and sometimes one will say something, and I'll go back and forth with which one's dumber. The one thing I find fun about Tristan is that he tries to present himself as an intellectual and like a history buff, when he's just a moron and he knows nothing. So I love that with Tristan sitting there like he thinks he's James Bond and just dribbling absolute nonsense. Tristan, Myron, and Andrew, and Fresh if he's lucky getting. Oh my lord. Don't peeps get chucked into solitary for weeks on arrival to Rava? Really? Get chucked into solitary for weeks on arrival. Does someone know? We had a remaining in the chat earlier. Does that sound true? That's brutal if that is. Let's not forget that he's admitted to most of his crimes online and still claims he's the smartest man alive. He does claim he's the smartest man alive, but yes, many of the crimes he's charged with, he has openly bragged about. And sold courses teaching others how to do the same. So he's literally sold courses teaching others how to do the exact type of human trafficking he's charged with. Probably not the smartest thing. And boasting about his tax evasion strategy on camera. Oh, absolutely. You know what? I've got that video handy somewhere. Let me get that up while we're talking. Pretty sure I've got that handy. Tax. Or maybe I don't. I thought you might be able to watch that on stream. Yeah, he loves bragging about his crimes, and the way he talks about his tax evasion is really funny. Sorry, I'll get smoother at this stuff, guys. Changing between things and finding videos. I'm getting there. Oh, something is going on. Never mind that. Let's go back to the chat. Tristan wannabe 007. It's just that Sean Connery beat him to it. I think he would love to be 007. Like, he sees himself as that person, that 007, a smooth operator, smart guy. He's just an idiot. Like, he's just the worst liar. It's one thing being a liar, something that lies all the time, but he's a terrible liar. He's an idiot. He can't keep up with his own lies. When he was supposed to be on house arrest, he attended New York Fashion Week. No, they weren't on house arrest then, Thomas. So they'd been off house arrest for a while, and Romania insanely allowed them to travel to the US while they're waiting trial for human trafficking and sex crimes, including against minors. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. When Viv said in that video about others accidentally choking unalive during, found it hard to believe she made it up. Yeah, Kenrith, I agree. Where's that video? If I could find that and pull that up for you guys on stream. Screen's kind of playing up too. Let me do a search on Twitter. Vivian, Andrew, Tate, choke. But yeah, I agree. This is really, really sus. Is that the one? Oh, I found it. Okay, I found one of my posts. Okay, let's watch this. If this video wants to play. Oh man, the tech difficulties today. This streaming stuff is tough. I tell you what. You refresh that. Oh my god, now my Twitter's not loading. Never mind, we won't watch that video. I'll just describe it. Okay, so yeah, we've seen Vivian, Tate's ex-girlfriend, on stream. Just talking about, she's just saying, yeah, I've seen guys choke their girlfriends so hard that they actually died. Which, when you consider that a common theme with all of Andrew's, and in some cases Tristan's, alleged victims is violent strangulation, unconsensual, during intercourse. Like, women have been saying this about him since we're going back a decade. So when you consider that, with Tate's ex-girlfriend saying just casually, like, yeah, I've seen guys strangle people until they unalived. It's very disturbing stuff, sick stuff. He ain't smooth. He created the biggest friction in the manosphere. What did I think of the Tate brothers' hero welcome when they arrived in the US? Oh, that's funny stuff. Sorry, there's a bit of background noise. Hope it's not too loud. But yeah, it's really funny. So in a way, I think them requesting and being allowed to travel to the US was one of the worst things they did, and maybe biggest backfires they've had, because it's like what Andrew thought would happen is that all of the American conservatives, MAGA, Donald Trump voters, he would just come around America, talk his rubbish on podcasts, and they would all love him, and he would make so many fans, maybe create so much public pressure to release them from the charges and all this. And all that happened is that all of these people Because it turns out right-wing people in America don't like sex traffickers either. And so what happened is a lot of this demographic, for the first time, started learning more about him and started seeing like a lot of these clips of him beating 14 or 15-year-old Vivian, or talking about, bragging about his sex trafficking practices. And the response was shocking. And then all of a sudden, they arrived in Florida, where one of the alleged victims in the Romanian case is, and immediately, basically, were picked up and had their electronics taken because they're under investigation there. So yeah, and Tate was complaining on Patrick Bet-David's podcast and a few others about, I thought I was going to get a hero's welcome, he says. Is that delusional? And that really hurt their reputation. It's like I really think they would have been better off never having come to America. It was a negative effect for them. Tate's body openly explains and teaches how to lie like a pro. Yeah, I've seen some snippets of that. Yeah. Do I use Optus? I'm not actually sure what network this, but it wasn't really. I was having issues with my internet earlier, and I had to restart the stream. But it was literally the internet just cut out completely. Like, it wasn't like I had not strong enough connection. It just yeah. It just I was Matrix attacked. I guess, what can I say? I'm a Romanian MAGA fan. A lot of us don't respect Tate's degenerate persona. Yeah, man, yeah. And what was really important during that time as well, I must say, regardless of, again, we're very diverse here politically and with our beliefs, because we're all, those of us that aren't tater tots, we're all aligned on one issue, but we're all very diverse here, right? But what was very important during that time was like a lot of the MAGA people openly speaking out against Tate and saying this guy's a degenerate. He's not a conservative. He's yeah. So yeah, that was really important. Why does someone like Patrick Bet-David associate with Andrew Tate? Patrick is leagues above Tate and doesn't need him. Okay, so Patrick is someone I've covered quite a bit in my channel. If anyone's interested, I've got a playlist. I've covered him talking the way he's defended Tate, like you've said, and associated with him. But what I've also covered is how Patrick Bet-David made his money. So when you look at how Patrick Bet-David made his money, look into this man, what you'll see is that he is not leagues above Tate, in my opinion. I mean, he hasn't ran an alleged sex trafficking ring, but as far as the scamming side of things, how Patrick Bet-David made his money is disgraceful. He ran, at best, a very shady multi-level marketing scheme. I think there's a really good argument that it's an illegal pyramid scheme called PHP agency. And so what he would, so basically he ran a shady like insurance company, but what they would really do, it was a pyramid scheme. So saying that you're going to make all this money selling life insurance, and once they get in, it's all about recruitment. So find 20 of your friends and family, sign them up to join PHP agency, and they would target like vulnerable, like immigrants and basically low social economic people in the US, and that's how he's made his money, with a pyramid scheme, scamming people. So that might explain a bit if anyone is confused, and I can understand, because he presents himself, his charisma, oh my god, he presents himself as this legit billionaire businessman, but he's just a petty scammer. That's how he made his money. To So that might explain anyone that's confused about why Patrick Bet David would associate with Tate. Yeah, he's made his money, in my opinion, as a criminal. A lot of influencers lost subscribers platforming the Tate brothers. Yeah, man. It's this podcast tour he did, like the Hodge twins. They just got clowned on. I mean, they are clowns. And Benny Johnson, of course. What a clown he is. Yeah, it's. I think they're starting to really struggle outside of their little bubble to get more like high level kind of people platform them, because they're just poison. More people are aware of how degenerates they really are. Like, there doesn't come more degenerate than these guys. I saw Tristan in the most recent thumbnail. Why does he have a massive forehead? What is going on? I don't know. Good question. And I didn't Photoshop that. That's him. I took that directly from his Twitter. That picture in that latest thumbnail. Both of these guys, especially Andrew, but Tristan as well, their heads are just completely misshapen. I think they've had lots of work done, like, to the point of addiction. They look absurd. And Andrew especially has the most ridiculous fake teeth that are way too big. It's ridiculous. He looks like a clown. It's so funny. So yeah, so to answer your question about Tristan's forehead, he might have injected. So to answer your question about Tristan's forehead, he might have injected a bunch of Botox into his forehead. I don't know. They look ridiculous. Look at the shape of Andrew's head. Look at his eyebrows in some interviews. His eyebrows are just swollen, like 2 inches out from his forehead. It's weird, man. It's getting towards Michael Jackson territory of like getting addicted to changing their faces. We're getting there. Being against trafficking of minors has nothing to do with political left or right. Trafficking of minors has nothing to do with political left or right. 100%. 100%. I'm going to call you JD from now on. You're leaving some comments and I can't say your name, JD. I agree, JD. It's not a left versus right thing. And the Tates would have you believe that we're all a bunch of lefties. We're all a bunch of liberals with blue hair, feminists. But my viewer base, and I see it in my live chats with you guys, it's very diverse. It's not even, I don't think, tilted to the left. It's very much down the middle. And that's something that they don't want their fans to know, that it's not just lefties that don't like them. It's not just lefties that don't support their degeneracy. Absolutely not. And that's why I really avoid. I've been really avoiding politics for that reason. Even, for example, when I cover Tommy Robinson, I don't see that as political. Whether if someone's scamming their audience, like for example, when I do a Tommy Robinson video, I never say far right figure Tommy Robinson like they do in the mainstream like articles, because it's irrelevant. It's like, if they're lying, if they're scamming, it's not a left versus right thing. And like Tate, a lot of my allies against Tommy Robinson are right-wing conservative people. Very similar thing. PBD is the king of the MLM. Yes, his company has been nicknamed People Helping Patrick because its real name's People Helping People. Benny caught pure shit over the Tates. Absolutely, he did. Just joined. Am I going to watch and talk about their live stream? Hey Dutch, I've watched a few clips from it. If I get a bit of time towards the end, we might look at a few more. Clown on them. But yeah, I watched a few clips from it. If you want a more in-depth look at their live stream and in-depth commentary on that, my latest video upload quite a bit of that with their celebration about Kamala mentioning Andrew in her book. Let me just grab a drink of water, guys. Patrick is a low-life grifter. He ain't better than the Tate brothers. Yeah, I agree. Apart from, as far as I know, any alleged sex crimes or any alleged trafficking, don't know of him. But again, he's defending and he's helping the Tates lie about that stuff. He might as well. He might as well have. And his old crew, Adam, Sosnick, all them idiots. They might as well have. They might as well be sexual perverts. Or they probably. I think they are sexual perverts with the way they support a sex trafficker that way. Is it possible Andrew fathered one of Candace's children? I'm just asking questions. That's a good one. It's a good one for anyone that knows Candace with the way she operates. That's a good one. Maybe it's fair to ask questions. We're just asking questions here. You have 20k subs. Would I come on for an interview? Hey, I'm open to interviews. Your own travel. Are you on Twitter? Hit me up. If you're on Twitter or Instagram or something, I might need to follow you though to message me. So I've got everything on private. But yeah, I'm happy to look at a collaboration. I keep dropping out, do I? What the fuck? What's going on, guys? I don't know what's going on with this bloody stream. When the Epstein files come out, do I think the Tates will continue to defend Trump? Yes, Kenrith, I think they will. Because Tate has essentially defended Epstein. He said like supportive things about Epstein and admiring things about Epstein. So yeah, I do. I think he'll continue to defend Trump. What I think he would say if there was, for example, some more concrete allegations of Trump being involved with minors or whatever with Epstein, he would just say it's a Matrix attack. He would just say that, and what he has said about his own cases. Do I think in Tate's mind he was going to get away with it all, or is he just that stupid? Yeah, I think he did think he was going to get away with it all. Like, he's that like narcissistic and yeah, he thinks that highly of himself. He has this like God complex that I think he believes he's that brilliant that he could just do or say what he wanted and he would get himself out of any situation, which, I mean, a Tate supporter's response to that would be, look, he's outliving his life, but to that I would say, let's see how these cases go that haven't been dropped, unlike what the Tates say, before we start celebrating. Dwayne, the Tates are not conservative or MAGA. They only care about the Tates. 100%. And even if you're not, I wouldn't consider myself that conservative, but they're not that. They're not that. So they've tried to take and align themselves with that supporter base, but there's just the majority of that base don't like predators and don't like traffickers and don't appreciate people harming children. It's not, again, like we said earlier, it's not a left versus right thing. Benny, with his implementation of an AI where his Bugatti jumps over the stream of fire, had me rolling. Yeah. You know what? That's something that I wish I was doing live streams back then. I feel like that video and interview would have been better to react on stream. I feel like some of this making fun of them stuff is... You guys tell me what you think, but I feel like some of the more just clowning on them stuff works better on stream. I don't need to think about what I'm like. And some of the more investigative and talking about very serious topics I feel like works better with edited videos. But reacting to Benny jumping, if I reacted that on stream the first time, that would have been great. I wish I did that. Oops, I've gone too far. All these grifters need each other. They need to strongly cosplay heavy liberal or conservative stances. It just depends on current trends. 100%, 100%. A lot of these guys, because a lot of the grifters are doing, and I'm not saying all, there's some left-wing grifters, 100%, but a lot of them are like, it's very trendy to be the MAGA thing, and many of these guys would grift being a left and being a leftist and being a feminist if they thought that would be what would make them more money. 100% believe that. My voice keeps dropping. What the fuck, man? Guys, I'm sorry about why I keep dropping out. Why is that? Yeah, I keep getting notices as well saying that I'm dropping out. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to this is why I'm doing some kind of casual Q&A streams before I do some other stuff I plan on doing on stream, so that these things, these tech difficulties happen when we're just hanging out. But I do apologize, guys. That's annoying. Tate is desperate for Trump's attention. Oh my lord, yes, Jessica. He's desperate. He's it's very interesting, the Tate-Trump connection and how much of it is overblown, because there's no doubt in my mind some of it's overblown. Like, are they super good friends with Trump Jr.? I don't really think so. But they say they are. But there's definitely people in Trump's orbit that they're tight with. I think we have a lot of evidence of that. Like, we know that, don't we? Roger Stone, people like Steve Bannon, Alex Jones. So yeah. To what extent do I think he really buys his own shit? When he says he's a billionaire and shit like that, it's not really something you can lie to yourself about. Same with lots of other things. That's a really good question, and that's a really interesting take I've seen on that is, some of you would have seen his videos. HG Tutor, he does videos about narcissists and reacts to narcissists, and he's done lots of videos about Tate on the stream, saying he says that Tate's a narcissist, and what he said about the type of narcissist that Tate is. He had crayons on for an interview, actually. They were talking about this. So what he says that this type of narcissist does is that they truly believe these things when they're saying them. They convince themselves of these things. And this makes a lot of sense to me. So, like, for example, when he says he's a billionaire, when he says all his cases are dropped, when he says he's been set up, it's like he's convinced himself of this. And I'm not an expert on these conditions, like, on the narcissists and disorders and things, but that theory makes a lot of sense with me when you see how confident and how sure he seems. Oh my god, I'm dropping out again. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm going to have to change something in the settings. Obviously something I'm doing, my internet isn't keeping up with it. Fine here. Okay, cool, Heidi. Cool. But I'm having a few notices though saying that YouTube's struggling to keep up. So that's cool. I'm learning. I'm brand new at this, so we'll fix this for next stream. When Piers asked him if Trump had been in contact, and Tate said no, he looked devastated. Yeah. And Trump, I do not think that Trump will touch him with a 10-foot pole. Like, regardless of what you think of Trump, it wouldn't benefit Trump too. So Trump doesn't do things that don't benefit him. So even if he, for example, hypothetically would have considered doing it, and having anything publicly to do with Tate, he would have dropped it by now. With the backlash that he's gotten from a lot of the MAGA community, would be a very bad look. But who knows? Maybe he'll prove me wrong. The way you understand narcissism is when the recognition becomes amputated from the substance. Let me process that sentence. When the recognition becomes amputated from the substance, as in what they're saying, they're being separated with. They're not recognizing what they're saying as true or not. I'm trying to process what that means. Satisfaction is derived regardless of whether it's true or long as supply is had. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's what a lot of HD Tutor calls it fuel. So he'll say certain things for fuel, or narcissists will, regardless of what the consequences. So they don't assess consequences very well. And so yeah, again, his theories on Tate being that type of narcissist that believes what he's saying or separates himself. So he's saying what will make himself feel powerful and not be able to process consequences. It makes a lot of sense. So I recommend his videos if anyone's more interested in how someone like this might be operating and functioning. He clearly wants to be recognized in a specific way. He's not willing to do whatever to get attention. He needs attention for a particular thing. Yeah, he does need attention. He has this desperate need for attention. Yeah, I agree with that. And yeah, someone again, HD Tutor says it's narcissism, but whatever it is, it's like he's so desperate for attention that to the point that he just can't, and he just really doesn't seem to be able to. Okay, I'll put it this way: all he can think about is what can I gain right now from this action, from what I'm saying, from what I'm doing. How will it make me feel? Will it make me feel powerful? Will it make me feel cool? Will it make all the kids that watch me think I sound cool? And this is where like the and thanks guys for letting me know that you're not having troubles with the stream. So some are and some aren't. That's weird. Thanks for that. Cool. That's good to know. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's where a lot of his issues with his lies come in, and like him contradicting himself so often, because it's like his brain just can't comprehend or go process something like this isn't true, and I've said something else about this in the past. All we can process is like, oh, this will make me feel powerful. It's really and Tristan's the same. They're very similar like this. Like I've never seen anyone lie like them. Like it's incredible. Again, anyone listening, and I think it's mostly just all our friends here now, but anyone listening who is a Tate fan, anything he's ever told you, anything, fact check it now. Because guess what? You'll find he's lying. Anything about his case, many things about his past. There's no evidence his father was in the CIA. He never won any chess championships when he was 5 years old. All lies. It's, yeah, very strange. Hey, Learn Frisian. Thanks for the kind words. Good to have you here. Yeah, it's weird. On my side, the voice drops here and there. Maybe it's just me, or maybe I need to make sure I'm close to the microphone. But no, appreciate the feedback, guys. Does any part of me pity Tate, knowing how his father's abuse and neglect likely shape him as it did? It is as if the absence of his father's approval made him the man. As a man has made his entire life revolve. Yeah. I mean, I find it very hard to pity him. He's just hurt so many people. But having said that, you're definitely right that something's wrong there with his father, the situation with his mother growing up. Last we heard, his mother is still living in a council estate in Luton. She's essentially living in poverty still. This supposed billionaire who says he's going to teach everyone how to get rich and retire their parents doesn't seem to be looking after his own mum. So yeah. Damn, internet is Australian internet is upside down. Dwayne, you have no idea. We have, I've got a few Aussies in the chat here with me. Shout out for staying up late with me. But yeah, dude, Dwayne, the internet here is some of the worst in the world as far as like countries of our resources. It is horrible. It is horrible. Wonder what will become of his poor children. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That because they do have children. I know people have speculated that they're lying about having children, but they both at least have some children. I mean, Tristan, we know, has at least several. And we know that Tate, Andrew himself, is a father. We know that much. And unfortunately, people that just do these things, because, yeah, again, he hasn't been convicted of anything. In case his lawyers are listening, I'll make that clear. But I do believe he's guilty of the crimes of which he is charged with. And people that do these things that have children need to consider their children. It's not just them that they're affecting if they get locked up. So when they cry about, oh, they separated me from my children and the mother of my children, guess what? Men take accountability. Men take ownership. You did that to your children. So that's what I think they should reckon with. Tate is straight up a knockoff version of American Psycho. He's a problem, alright. Oh, hey Isaac. Yeah, you rejoined. Yeah, cool. Glad you're back with us. I just scrolled too far. He's a product of his father's neglect and abandonment. It's very sad for anyone to experience that. Yeah, let me put it this way. I can have some sympathy for the child Andrew Tate. Because, that's not good for someone to be very absent and abusive. Like, and again, this is just from what they have said about him. Physically abusive. Things you would say about their mother. Yeah. So it's not cool. This is why people need to look after their kids so we don't end up with more Andrew Tates. Keep in mind, fan is short for a fanatic. Yeah. In many, many cases, Dwayne, absolutely. They worship him. Yeah. It's well beyond a fan. Let's see here. Why is his school not producing any millionaires? Where are they hiding? Good question. Well, I mean, okay, you'll see them saying that they're millionaires. I get them in my comments all the time. Saying I've got lots of 14-year-old millionaires in my comments of my videos and my tweets. But they're lying. They're lying. When you have people that worship a man who lies about everything and lies about his wealth, and they want to be like him, when they say how rich they are, should we believe them? I think not. Oh, I think not. So the brothers are still lying about the charges. Yes, they are. They are... Fundi? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Fundi? They are lying about their charges. They're saying the charges are dropped and thrown out. So for anyone that's just joined us, the Tate brothers have had 0 criminal charges dropped. None. 0 cases dropped. No, none of them. So as much as they would love you to believe otherwise, they don't have as much money as they say they do. They just talk. I've seen their total rooms and the ways they party. Does this suggest that you've seen it on stream or with them? Well, if you've seen the Meat Factory on stream, then yeah. Yeah. Well, they've said that the Meat Factory they're staying, I'll call it the Meat Factory. They've said that they spent $30 million renovating it. I mean, absurd. So if you Google a $30 million house in Bucharest, because it's not not a rich, place. It's like if you Google a 30 million house, it's like a giant freaking mega mansion. And they're saying that they bought this meat factory and spent $30 million renovating it. If they did, they're freaking idiots. They're morons. And they are, but they're not. They didn't do that. They're lying. Seen videos of them with their children. Yeah, they have children. They do. And I don't blame anyone for speculating that they're lying about that too, because they lie so much. But they do have children. Do I think he's telling the truth about having 15 and 20 children? No. But they have children. He loves his dad, treats his mum like crap. But yeah. I wonder how much their talk of about their dad is coping though. Like whether deep down, whether they actually went to therapy like they should have 20 years ago, they might dig up that they actually really resent their father. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of cope from them when they talk about their father. Do I think that you can fake being the most Googled man? I mean, you can put a bunch of nerds in a room with automatic systems for Google searches. So, on that, he was, and this is nothing to sneeze at, don't get me wrong, but he was the most searched for a period in 2022. The most searched who is term. So, for example, who is Andrew Tate? Who is Justin Bieber? Whoever. So, for a brief period in 2022, he was that. And that's just turned into him saying, I am the most Googled man in the world, the most famous man on the planet. Just ridiculous. Of course it's not. So that's an exaggeration too. I mean, again, that's a lot of people on the internet searching who you are. Don't get me wrong. It's not nothing, but he's blowing that out of proportion too. Tate's famous quote is, "Men need to take accountability." Yes. Absolutely. And that's when I criticize all of these guys. And then the same goes for Myron as well. It's like they cannot take accountability, even when they just get something wrong, as simple as that. When they're caught contradicting themselves, like Myron on stream, for example. Myron was on stream and someone called in to debate him, and Myron has said that Donald Trump would cut off aid to Israel when he got in. So that's what Myron tweeted before the election. And someone pushed him on that and he said, "You said that Trump was going to cut off aid to Israel." He said, "No, I didn't." And he's like, "I've got the tweet right here." And he wouldn't admit that he ever said it. It's like, real men admit when I've gotten things wrong before. I've predicted things wrong before. It's okay. Be a big boy and just admit that you were wrong. But these guys can't even do that. So it's like, real men can admit when they're wrong. They take accountability. When they commit crimes, they do their time. But these are not men. They're children. They're little boys. So if you want to learn how to be a man, follow a man. Don't follow a pathetic child who lies constantly and can't take accountability for a thing. Strongly believe the Tates are just faces of some complex illegal organization, and they do not have much money, Tates alone. So when they do time, They will do time for themselves and many other. I agree. I agree. I don't think. I mean, they have money. Don't get me wrong, but clearly not close to what they claim. Um, and increasingly so. I think they're increasingly struggling to find ways to grift to get money in. Saying they're going to change the price in the real world. um, Join now, you're going to miss out. Like Andrew was on stream just screaming, saying, "Why haven't you joined the real world? Why haven't you given me $50?" it's it's bizarre stuff. What has compelled me to invest so much into documenting Tate? Of all the things you could have spent your time doing, well, for start, it's something I kind of fell into doing for starters. Like it was just one thing that started interesting me. One, I've had lots of time on my hands for a start, so I had health issues and was off work and lost my career and was spending lots of time on the internet as I was kind of trying to get my health back on track. And from there, I started looking to do. I was interested in the Tate case and this whole thing of them. In 2023 is when I started covering it, and I was really interested in how they were just lying about their crimes. And for example, Tate was going on Piers Morgan during that time, saying that, that all that happened is that they've charged me with human trafficking because I told my friends what time to post on TikTok. It's ridiculous. And I started covering this and feeling compelled to cover it when I started doing a little bit of research into the real world and wanted to do a bit of posting on that. Keep in mind, I wasn't on YouTube then. I just had a small Twitter account then. But what compelled me to start covering this more was when I saw how heavily they were targeting underage children and school children for Hustlers University, for the real world. So they were, very heavily targeting underage kids in a lot of the clips that they were posting on TikTok to get more kids to join, saying things like that we've had 12 and 13-year-old boys making tens of thousands of dollars a week, more money than their parents and teachers combined, like marketing targeted at children. And when I saw this, I felt compelled to do something about it, because then I started finding that this was all over social media. The Tates and their people luring children into, at the time, what I believe was a pyramid scheme that was heavily reliant on current members recruiting new members. And then I started kind of joining in on Crown Murder's Twitter spaces and learning more about their criminal cases. And I started my YouTube channel around that time, and it kind of all took off from there. And it's just the lies that they tell, the impacts that they can have if they're unchallenged and people aren't showing the alternate view and the truth, especially when they're doing it on such massive platforms, on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, on Tucker Carlson's show. Candace Owens is helping them lie about their cases. I've just kind of felt the need to do this, and now that I know a lot about this topic, I still feel the need to continue showing their lies when they do, because it's not like it's the only important topic in the world, but it's one that I know a lot about and can make a difference with. And also for the women who they've allegedly hurt, who for their own safety can't come out and defend themselves when the Tates lie and say they don't exist and say their cases have been dropped. It's like, if we don't do this for them, then no one will, and Tates will just go unchallenged, and everyone will think the cases have been dropped, and it'll just have a flow-on effect. So yeah, that's kind of a long-winded answer, but that's why. Maybe his mum refuses to benefit from the Tate's money, considering how they earned it. She seems very disappointed with her sons. I'm not sure about that, Kenrith. Maybe. One thing I have found interesting is in the UK civil case, the women that are suing Andrew in the UK, sorry, part of their allegations involves their mother being complicit. So for example, saying that she was watching the women while he was still kickboxing at the time and traveling overseas to do kickboxing. So again, we'll see how that goes in court, and also whether that was the case back then and she since distanced herself. I'm not sure. It's really interesting. It'd be really interesting if someone could find that out. Where are we here? No one's got a choice who your parents are. Yeah. They think they're starring in a movie. Oh, they do. They definitely do. They definitely hate their mother and father. They just won't admit it. See, one thing I've we can only speculate, right? But whether and this is where some of the hatred of women comes from, is whether it is one of those cases of them resenting their mother because for not stopping their father from doing what he did to them. I don't know, but it's definitely a lot went wrong. A lot went wrong there. And let's not forget that he repeatedly claims to be a 4 times kickboxing world champion when this was just in an amateur league. Very true. Very true. Yeah, he talks like he was the K1 kickboxing world champion, which he wasn't. And I mean, I like watching UFC. I respect anyone who, like, I'll put it this way: his martial arts skills is not something that I don't respect about him. It takes a lot of work to get that good, but like everything, he has to exaggerate it, and pretend it's a lot more than it was. Oh, jeez, drink of water. What's this one? Imagine if the Tates aren't actually real and it's all just an elaborate scheme by intelligence organizations to shape society. When we have ever seen them outside of the internet, it's funny to think of, but any intelligence agency that got them for such a such an operation chose really badly. They're not reliable. Why do I think Candace is helping them? I feel they've got some blackmail on her. Yeah, man, it's weird, John. The Candace stuff is weird. So we do know that Andrew is a longtime friend of Candace's husband, George Farmer. He's a very wealthy son of a lord in the UK. But it's bizarre. It's like Candace is like one of those ones that's going down with the ship. It's I think only fair to speculate with some of these people that he has something on them. Because it doesn't make sense otherwise. Like, Candace shouldn't need Andrew Tate to get views and make money. Whatever you think of her. I mean, I think she's batshit insane. But, yeah, so these people are just opening themselves up to thinking, to deserve speculation of whether the Tates have something on them. So there's witness testimony in their case in Romania that the Tates would host parties in Bucharest for wealthy people with girls aged 16 to 21 years old. So all these people, Michael Franzese, Patrick Bet-David and his crew, Adam Sosnick, it's I think fair to speculate. Do the Tates have something on them? Is there a Tate list? If it's not true, then it's their own fault that people are speculating on it. His content has caused serious damage to society and young, vulnerable males. Yeah, Heidi, absolutely. It's and as much as I might have had a laugh about Tate exaggerating about what Kamala says, there's no exaggerating his impact. Like, I wouldn't be doing this if he didn't. And I'm still, even though I do feel like his following has really dwindled, I'm still constantly having young lads telling me that they've woken up and broken free, and they realize that Tate wasn't what he said he was, lied to them, scams them. So yeah, it's not good. Tucker has damn near went full radical Islam. Tucker's a weird one, man. He's a weird unit. Even that Russian propaganda that Tucker did, it was so funny. It was so blatant when he's in the supermarket saying, "Oh my goodness, it's all so cheap and so clean here." So funny. Yeah, man, I don't know. Tucker is a weird one. Heavily compromised, whatever the hell is involved in. His martial arts are very respectable, but pretending to be the world's best when you're definitely not is just embarrassing. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. And yeah, anyone that gets their martial arts skills to the point of being able to win titles, even at that level, like I said, it's nothing to sneeze at. But so yeah, his martial arts skills is something that I could say I respect about him. He's done that's respectable. It's hard to do, but he just has to lie about everything. Candice is becoming the new Alex Jones. Yeah, she's getting crazier, man. She's getting crazier. Milk Bar TV, Nathan Livingston, one of my co-defendants in our lawsuit against Tate. He's done really good work covering Candice. He's killing her, just showing her lies and showing her craziness, and he's doing a really good job with that. So he's a good one to follow to see how crazy she's getting. Tate is pretentious about being friends with Michael Franzese. It's like it's something to be proud of, being friends with Mafia. Yeah, man, his mind, it's cool, though. His mind's cool. Michael's a tool, though. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. I wish when I saw Misfit Patriot went on Piers Morgan and got to debate Andrew Tate with Michael Franzese. Oh, my God. I'd love to get on there with him and tell him what I think of him. I reckon I'd make him crack and go get angry. When does Tate talk about being bullied? Yeah, he tells so many lies about his childhood and his past. Absolutely. It's weird stuff. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna be winding down in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Getting late here in Australia. I kind of stream on US time and post on US time. Because the majority of my viewers and subscribers are in the US. Based on my statistics and analytics, but also because of my health condition, I'm a lot more energetic in the evenings. And I'm really it's like I'm hungover. I'll have POTS syndrome, for those that don't know. Post-oral orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So I wake up in the morning. Every morning I'm hungover, dehydrated, brain foggy, so I could never stream in the mornings. But so that's why I do everything in the evenings. I'm a bit of a night owl these days. Imagine being a mafia boss. Yeah. That's it. Geez, unless we got any more questions. Unless we got any more questions, guys, it might be time to wrap up. I'll give it a bit. Any more questions? What I can do, I can promote some of my latest videos. Do that. Let's go to my channel here and I'll share my screen. Because yeah, I got videos still coming out, so the streams won't stop me What is it? My internet's just not liking this. I'll just talk about it. Yeah, I got a bunch of videos coming out recently. I did a video about the Kamala Harris situation. And I've got a few videos coming out this week. Thanks, Isaac. Actually, to preview my next video, let's do this. I'm gonna watch this one clip of Andrew. Let's do this. Where's this video? Because yeah, there'll be videos coming out during the week. One video I want to talk about. Go.
I didn't lie to you.
Sorry guys, let me just get my screen on this video. This is going to be most likely my next video that I'm going to make is responding to this. So from the Tate's last live stream, I included a lot of the stuff about Kamala Harris. So if you want to see me talk about that, just clown on it because it was so stupid and so silly. You can watch that. Am I sharing my screen? I am. But there's a section of it that I want to make a separate video about. The Tate's addressed me on stream. Let's listen.
I didn't lie to you. Since then, we've sued all those people who were lying about us on Twitter. We've sued all the girls who were lied. Dude,
So yeah, he's talking about me on stream. I didn't lie about him, but when he says the people that lied about me on Twitter, I'm one of the people he sued.
TikTok, we're suing Google, we're suing everybody. Everybody who lied about us, everybody who contributed to this slander campaign is going to be taken to court where they're going to have to explain who paid them to do this.
So Andrew, just so you know, I know you've been banned from YouTube for a long time, but YouTube pays people for ad revenue. They pay people for memberships. So that's who's paying me, you moron. And Tristan had a few bit of things to say as well that I'm going to react to as well. That is really directed at me. So that's going to be my next video. He's responding to the Tates. And I have a video that's actually kind of half finished already. That'll come out during the week. That's some uncovered stuff exposing Tommy Robinson's support of the Tates too. So that'll be coming next as well. So yeah, a bunch of stuff, and these streams I'll kind of work out whether I do these weekly or twice a week. Sometimes I might have to reschedule health wise. It's just with my condition. It's just par for the course. So I appreciate you guys being understanding with that. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, you can buy a coffee, link in the description, or join as a member. If you want to make a donation towards helping us with our lawsuit, that link's in the description. But apart from that, all you guys supporting, like the members, I see you and thank you. But all of you that support and comment and help these videos, you're very much noticed. So thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. And you're helping this disabled brokey be able to keep doing what I'm doing. Apart from that, that's pretty much all, guys. Like I said, it's getting late here, nearly 3 a.m. here in little old Adelaide. So thanks so much. It's been fun, and I'm really enjoying these streams too. I will have to work out a few things just to make sure the internet doesn't cut out and adjust a few things in the settings next time. I'm a newbie at this. But yeah, this stuff's a lot of good fun. So I'll keep doing these streams. So keep an eye out for the next streams. Hit your notification to make sure you don't miss them. And yeah, thanks so much. And lastly, just before I finish, every stream, Andrew Tate's lawyers, Joseph McBride, Thomas, if you're watching this, you're flogs, you're idiots. Joseph, you're dressed like a clown. Your clothes don't fit. You look ridiculous. And you're really, in my opinion, you're really incompetent at your job. So thank you to all my viewers, and go F yourself, Tate's lawyers and the Tates. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.